Stadium where the Padres have just captured the National League flag for 1984, a 6-3 win over the Chicago Cubs, coming back from the dead. They were down 2-0, won the last 3 to win it, and here we are, the winners of the National League, not just the West. I'm Jerry Coleman along with David and Dave Campbell. It's all yours. Why don't you do what you can with it? I understand we got people down in the clubhouse and all kinds of things happening.
Well, Dave, Jerry, I'm Dave, you're Jerry. Just again, a reflection. Just remember one thing, folks, we told you all along. Rick Sutcliffe, a great, great pitcher, but nobody in the sport of baseball is unbeatable. Nobody. We'll get on to Bob Chandler for more interviews.
Andy Hawkins has had his low moments this year, but I'll tell you, Andy, the last couple of days, without you getting out of some tough jams, we wouldn't be celebrating here. You must feel pretty good now.
Hey, I can't ever remember a time in my life when I've been this excited and this happy and this proud of everybody in this whole room. A bunch of outstanding people and people I'll never forget, and I'm always going to be proud of them. And I'm just so happy the way it turned out. I can't believe it.
What's it like to talk when somebody's pouring beer over your head?
It's kind of hard. It makes it sound like I'm crying. And I feel like it, but this is something.
Congratulations again, Andy Hawkins. Mark Thurmond gave it his best shot the other day. He didn't have his good stuff. He'll be going probably Tuesday against the Detroit Tigers. Mark, you were warming up today.
Well, I don't think I'd have come in for Goose. If the game was on the line, Goose was going to be in there. I was more or less just throwing for a next start unless we just got in some serious trouble, which I didn't think was going to happen with Goose out there. I tell you, it's the happiest day of my life, and next to getting married, I can't think of anything better that's happened to me. And I tell you, the fans of San Diego have to be congratulated. They pulled us through, man. They pulled us by the bootstraps when we were down 2 games to none, and everybody just brought us back to life. And just so proud of everybody in this room. It's just the greatest experience I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it, man. Everybody in this room has contributed in one way or another during this season to win at least one ball game for this club. And I tell you what, my heart was in my, I'm not used to coming out of the bullpen, and my heart was in my throat when I was down there. I tell you, it was so unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you're used to starting, and you've done a great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bob.
Mark Thurmond, Champ Summers. Champ, you said you signed on with the Padres because you thought this team had a chance to win a championship. You're right. You're in the World Series.
I might make a fool of myself, but Dave Campbell put on the air the other day that I predicted the Padres in Detroit in March. I'm going back to Detroit. I love that city, and I can't wait to get there, believe me.
You've had some success hitting in that ballpark.
Yeah, well, everybody likes hitting in Detroit, but the city was good to me, and I got a chance to play, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do something this year.
You know, Champ, you beat the Cubs early in the season with a couple of big base hits. You've been a key man off the bench.
I appreciate that. I know we went through a lull mid-season, but you know, when you're a winner, you can't use a lot of people. And I tell you what, it's worked out well. I have no complaints, believe me.
Okay, Champ Summers. Kevin McReynolds. Kevin, who gave everything he had to try to break up a double play yesterday. Unfortunately, he ended up breaking the navicular bone in his left wrist. And Kevin, I guess the season is over for you except for cheering for your teammates.
Well, it's over as far as my participation is concerned, but I'll be out there on the bench cheering them on.
Well, the ball club wouldn't be here without you this season. What are your thoughts? World Series.
I think we're just going to go in. I think it'll be a series just like this was. I hope we end it up the same way this one did.
Okay, Kevin, take care of that wrist, and we'll get you back next season. Let's go back up to Jerry and Dave.
Thank you, Bob. Super job down in the clubhouse, and we'll get back down to you to get some more decent people, interesting people to talk to. They're all decent, but I know a lot of them are bathed in champagne right now, celebrating as well they should. You know, they really never got to have a true champagne celebration after they clinched the pennant, and I'm sure they're making up for it down there.
Well, we got the double play combination here. Alan Wiggins, a bunt single to get things going there. It looked like you had in your mind a bunt today. You bunted in the first inning, they got you, but not the next time.
Well, I tell you, Bob, I was a little frustrated early in the game because I tried to bunt. I wanted to make them come in, and they just were aware of it. So I decided to swing the bat a couple of times to see what happens, and then I forget what inning it was, but I saw a little opening. He threw a pitch inside. I just happened to get it in a good spot, and consequently started a rally.
Alan, how do you feel? World Series.
I can't describe it. I can't believe it. All I can say is we battled back all year this way, and it didn't look too good around the third, fourth inning, but we just kept battling, and you know, you never can tell when you don't give up.
Okay. Well, we know Alan Wiggins never gives up. Congratulations. Gary Templeton. Gary, each day before the ball game, starting with the first game here, you wave the cap. It seemed to get everybody going.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, you know, we needed a uplift, so I tried my best to lift the team up. And I come out today, and I noticed all the fans were saying, hey, wave the cap, so I had to wave the cap to them, and I think it got them going. They got going themselves in the 5th inning, and I think that kind of got us going, too, because somebody said, hey, Sutcliffe is losing a little bit off his fastball. Now it's time to get him. We ain't going to let him spit that hook out today.
Tempe, you had some sensational seasons with the Cardinals. 200 hits. You led the league in triples for 3 straight years. You had well over 300. The batting average is not as high this year, but you're in the World Series.
Well, I tell you, you know, like when I went to spring training, they told me, hey, if you can play some good defense, stay healthy with the team we got, then we got a chance of winning. So that's all I wanted to do, Bob. You know, the average didn't mean that much to me. I realized about first month of the season we had a great team, and if I could just stay healthy and contribute to this team, then we were going to win, and that's what I tried to do all year long.
Well, I'd say you did a pretty good job. The Cubs in the World Series. Congratulations.
Thank you, and it's great. I just want to say to all the fans that all you guys was wonderful, and we hope and we know that you guys are going to be there when we start the series Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay, that's Gary Templeton. That's Gary Templeton. Here's Craig Lefferts. Craig got the win yesterday, came out of the bullpen today. 2 more innings. You're even sharper today than you were yesterday.
Well, I was. Yesterday I was real strong, and I was overthrown, and I was a little bit all over the place. And today I didn't have quite the fastball, but my screwball came back, and I was spotting them all better, keeping them all down.
I'll tell you, today we had an 8-man bullpen because everybody had to be used with the exception of the starter yesterday, Tim Lawler, and the starter today, Eric Shaw.
That's right. Today's the day where you go at them with everything you got. And, you know, we had Ed Whitson and Mark Thurmond throwing late in the game, and we were going to use them if we needed them.
Cubs jumped off to a 3-0 lead. Rich Sutcliffe was pitching just super baseball through 5 innings, and then all of a sudden the tide turned. What do you think turned it?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what turned it. The top of the 6th, or the bottom of the 6th inning, when Alan Wiggins came up to the plate, the crowd got up on their feet, and they screamed with every pitch and every batter, and that was the little bit of adrenaline we needed to get going, plus the fact that Sutcliffe's fastball started to straighten out. You know, he was getting a little tired, and you know, he got a little bit wild. He walked Wiggins, and then we went from there. The crowd was with us the whole way, and they were a major factor in that big inning.
Listen, don't let that arm get too strong because we may need you Tuesday against Detroit.
I'll be ready to go, Bob.
Okay, Craig Lefferts. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Bob. And again, a super job for you down in the clubhouse. The fans below us are cheering. Jerry's waving the star out, and they are acknowledging. Let's let you have a chance to listen to the highlights for the first time. Trust me, you will hear them if you stay on KFMB radio many, 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 many more times over the next few days. The Padres felt they had to keep the Cubs down early to have a chance, but it didn't start out very well. With 2 outs in the first inning, Gary Matthews walked, stole second, and Leon Durham parked one about halfway up the bleachers and right. The Cubs led 2-0. Jody Davis led off the bottom of the second, make that the top of the second with a home run. It was 3-0. It was quite evident again it was a day that Eric Shaw was not to have his good stuff for location. And against Sutcliffe, the way he was working, you just wondered how. But I recall saying, I refuse to give up on this team. I know the fans refused to give up on him. I didn't know how they were going to do it, but they did it. He began in the 6th. Wiggins beat out the bunch. You just heard Alan talking about it. Tony Gwynn, who's been there all year, he's hit .413 with Wiggins on base, singled sharply to left. Sutcliffe rattled walk Garvey. Nettles hit a sacrifice fly to right center field. Wiggins scored. Gwynn tagged up and went to third. Then Terry Kennedy hit a bullet down the left field line that Gary Matthews made a great play on and to catch it, but it was a sacrifice fly as Gwynn came in. That set the stage. To the bottom of the 7th inning, a former Cub, Carmelo Martinez, led off with a walk. Dick Williams on the hot seat. What would he do? Would he bunt? He did. Gary Templeton laid down the perfect sacrifice bunt, and that brought up pinch hitter Tim Flannery. Flannery bouncer on the right side, right through Graham. We got a tie game. Right through his legs. An error on Leon Durham, and we're tied at 3. I wish I had a chance to hear him with you, but unfortunately I can't, but we'll just keep you going. That tied the game at 3, obviously. Flannery at first. Wiggins then looped a single to left field on an 0-2 count. He just poked out his bat, hit a little dumper just beyond the infield and in front of Gary Matthews, the guy who had been there all year. We talked about his great hitting. He was to come up, and Tony Gwynn was going to deliver the game-winning RBIs. Sutcliffe out of the set. Here's the pitch to Tony.
Line drive. Sandberg can't get it. Here comes Flannery to score. They're waving Wiggins in. The throw to the plate is not in time. The Padres lead 5-3, and Gwynn's at third base.
Is that me? Gwynn at third. Padres wanted to get hungry and get an insurance run. Steve Garvey was about to provide it. Sutcliffe out of the set. Pitch to Steve.
Base hit center field. Oh, the Padres are ripping Sutcliffe apart.
That made the score 6-3. It looked good, but it certainly wasn't over. You had shades of the 1980 playoff series when the Phillies were down by 3 against Nolan Ryan in the 8th inning. The Cubs came back, made a rally in the 8th, but Goose Gossage struck out Gary Matthews to end it. In the Chicago 9th inning, Leon Durham flied out to right field, a great catch by Tony Gwynn. Keith Moreland then singled. Ron Say popped out to first baseman Steve Garvey for the second out. And then the guy the Padres have been waiting for all year, the final out of the season. Let's listen to Jerry Coleman describe it.
6-3 San Diego. The Goose with 2 down had the runner at first. Davis battling, waiting. Nettles back at third. Tempe at shortstop. Wiggins at second. Garvey behind the runner at first. Here's the Goose. The 1-1 pitch. A one-hopper to Nettles, to Wiggins, and the Padres have the National League pennant. Oh, Doctor, you can hang a star on that, baby.
My fervent wish that the day had come true. I wanted to hear one more, oh, Doctor, you can hang a star on it. Partner, you've done yourself proud.
Dave, I got to tell you, I figured I had one more big one left, and it was going to be the last out of the season if the Padres won it. For a while there, I was somewhat concerned I wouldn't get to use it, but when they got ahead by 3, the Goose came in, a couple of runners in the 8th inning, one more in the 9th, and you never know, you got to stay with it. I think when the Goose came on and he struck out Gary Matthews with runners at second and third, that was the end of the game as far as I was concerned. He got through the 9th inning with just one runner on, and they win it. And what a moment to relish wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You will never forget this moment if you are listening to it.